Hello, everybody. Okay, first of all, this is my very first YouTube live stream. I might not have anybody here. So let me first add my group here because this is meant to be a class for my Facebook group, but it's going to be open for everybody who is on YouTube and wishes to join. So quickly. Da-da-da. Okay, what the fuck? Okay, so just give me a second. Let me share the link on my group. I'm gonna be here in a moment. I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first live stream. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Here, no, what the fuck? Discussion here. Come quickly, join. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay. Okay, so before I lose you here, welcome. This is going to be a class. I promised my ladies in my women's group a class about the Yoni egg, the Jade egg, some Jade egg basics here. In case you don't know what the Jade egg is, it's also known as the Yoni egg because the Yoni is the Sanskrit word for pussy, for the vagina. So, and the vulva and all that delicious area. So I'm going to be teaching a practice that I call orgasmic breathing. And I'm going to be teaching some basics about the Jade. So just give me a second. Let me share the link with my group. And I'm going to be here in a moment. I don't know if you can still see me as I do this. I certainly hope you can. So I'm sharing the link. Come and join me on YouTube. Cha-da-da, 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 da-dum, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna share this also on my Facebook page since apparently this is going to be open. So everybody, okay, come and join me on YouTube. Okay, so here it is. Toast. Yeah. So here we are. Okay, so the Jade egg. Back to the basics. The Yoni egg is a practice that had its origin in the Taoist tradition. This is thought to be practiced by the Chinese concubines because they wanted to be, like always juicy and delightful for the emperor. However, the origin of this practice comes from the shamans, the Gu shamans. So they were women, they were female shamans, and this tells you about the depth of this practice. So it wasn't only a sexual practice, but it's also a very energetically powerful practice that keeps you young, that keeps you connected to your body, to your sensuality, to your pleasure. Because this is the thing. When we are connected to our pleasure, we are connected to our life force. When we live from pleasure in a way that is conscious, that it's aware, that it's that comes from a place of connection, consciousness, awareness, we are capable of regenerating our energy. So have you seen Chinese elder people? It's so interesting how different they are from Western people of the same age. They are still like so full of energy, and you see them doing exercises and practices and keeping their elasticity because they know how their chi works, how their energy works, and they are capable of moving it. While people in the Western cultures are so disconnected from our bodies that we have this idea that as we grow older, we just run out of libido, we grow out of energy, we grow out of beauty and desire to live, and we just wither and die. But it doesn't have to be that way. And it starts with our sexuality. It starts with our root, the root of our energy, because we are created from a sexual act. Therefore, our sexual energy is particularly important. However, it is not just sexual. The practice that I'm going to teach you today is going to teach you how to move that energy all through your body. But again, I want to start from the beginning. You can do these basics with or without an egg. This works pretty much like a feedback, but you can do that with your fingers as well. And the cats are fighting. And if you're a man, there are practices, there are variations of the practices that can be, oh my God, the cats are fighting. There are variations of the practices that can be done in a way that is directed to men. Just hope that it's not my cat. Okay, so my family is downstairs anyway. So, yeah, you might not have a Jade yet, and it's okay. You can still do this practice with your fingers, or just energetically, particularly if you're a man. Usually, these kind of practices, I teach them in my Facebook group. But I was banned from Facebook because I taught a breast massage, and I was like, for me, it's natural to go like, yeah, breast massage. I'm gonna touch my breast and teach you how to do that, fully clothed. But again, but again, I touched my breast, and I didn't know that it went against the rules. So I am in Facebook jail for a month, which might be a blessing in disguise, you know, just this video might reach more people. I don't know. So why are we going to use a stone? That has been pretty radical and not well received everywhere, because it's like, oh my God, you're going to stick a stone in your pussy, are you crazy? Well, yeah, it's not just any stone. It's a stone that it's known for not being porous. It's strong, so it doesn't break easily, which is important because it usually falls down, especially at first. And it's not only about the energy in the rock, which is also nice, but it's about the hygiene and the resistance and the connection that you can create with it. That's also important. So, but you're going to be learning mainly how to use it as a feedback. Again, it's like lifting weights. Have you ever lifted weights? Say hello there. I see somebody watching me, and I know more people is going to come here, so say hello. Well, if you have ever lifted weights, you will know that it doesn't really matter if you are lifting iron or plastic with iron, or, you know, it's like the consistency of the feedback is what matters, right? That's pretty much what this does. So the important thing is that it gives you feedback, and you can get the same feedback with your fingers. Why it is important, and what it has done for me, and what I know it can do for people. The moment in which we keep nourishing our sexual energy, we keep connecting fully to that part of us that keeps us not only young and beautiful, but that keeps us feeling alive, because that is one of the things that we lose the most with the years, that sense of aliveness. And we start looking for that aliveness and in things outside of us. We start looking for that aliveness in adrenaline, in pain, especially if we relate aliveness with sexuality and we are disconnected from our bodies, we start believing that aliveness or feeling something sexually is related to pain, to intensity, to faster, harder, and we grow further and further from that part of us that just needs to feel aligned, connected. So what the egg does, what the practice, more than the egg, because that is an important part. I want to remove the egg from the equation. This is feedback. This is pretty much as the iron you use when you lift weights. But as you may know, if you lift weights, it is not about the iron, it's about how you move your muscles. It's about the knowledge you get to know about your muscles, how you do it consciously. So there is a point in which you might not even need a barbell in order to actually develop your muscle. You get to know your muscles so well that you can do exercises without a barbell. That is the idea of the Jade practice, that you might use it as feedback, as a barbell, but that you don't really need it if you get to know your vaginal muscles and your pelvic floor muscles well enough. So just recapitulating. We are going to use this practice. This is a very basic practice. We're going to use it to get to know our bodies, to get to know our connection to our pleasure. And for that, we don't really need the egg. We can do this without one. So first of all, let's call things by their name. We are used to confusing vagina with vulva. Vulva is the exterior part of our genitalia, and vagina is the interior part. We can always stimulate the exterior part, play with it, use the egg as this little sex toy to stimulate the entrance, to give some time to the entrance. That's super pleasurable. But the part that we eventually develop the most is the interior part. So the way in which we are used to having sex is a way in which we women don't feel our vaginal canal anymore. It's a way in which we are just used to having something in and out. And we are disconnected from what is happening when there is something inside. That is partly made by design because our pussies are not meant to feel the same way that the rest of our skin is, because it could be super painful for delivering babies. Our pussies feel not the sensation per se, like not the pain exactly, but the change in pressure. And that is super important. That's why the rock is actually heavier than just a plastic ball, because it does some pressure, right? That's the important and the beautiful part. That's why it's beautiful that it's hard, because it does pressure inside of our vaginal canal. And that's what we're going to be working with. My God. Shh. Okay. That's a stray cat that I feed. It's not even my cat, but I feed him. Oh, okay. So, let me tell my kids to just go and feed him, because he might be just asking for food. Familia, alimenten por favor a Tortilla. Sí, estoy dando sesión, estoy dando una clase. Por favor, vayan y denme de comer porque hace mucho ruido. Bye. Okay, so you are going to learn how to feel the pressure. And how the fact that it has in your sexual life is tremendous, because when you learn how to feel the pressure inside of your vaginal canal, you wire your vaginal canal so that it becomes more sensitive. Therefore, when you are being penetrated, you can actually feel what's going on inside without needing the in and out. You can feel what's going on when it's inside, and you can stimulate yourself into orgasm, because just that squeezing and releasing that you do with the egg inside teaches you how to do the same, like almost naturally, just really naturally, so that you can actually squeeze and release to masturbate, squeeze and release to have better penetrative sex, and squeeze and release to have more tone in your muscles, so that you eventually keep a healthy pelvic floor and a healthy vaginal canal, and you don't suffer from prolapse as you grow older or from incontinence. So it's very useful for better pleasure. You might learn how to have, with this practice, how to have orgasms just by thinking about it. Like, just right now, I'm just squeezing and relaxing. I have nothing inside, and I'm just like squeezing and relaxing, and it starts feeling pleasurable. Well, that's what you learn to do. I don't even need the feedback anymore, because I have learned to do it so well for all these years that I just squeeze and release to orgasm myself without any touch. But what happens when you do it with a partner? You can have amazing sex, because you're also stimulating him and yourself, because this is the marvelous thing. You are going to reinvent sex for you and your partner, so that you don't need the in and out, faster, to have some sensations. You are going to start having sensations just by telling him, okay, be steady, stay there, hold on a second, and just start squeezing and relaxing. That is super pleasurable for both. That is pleasurable for you. That is pleasurable for him. And it feels like giving them oral sex, but with your pussy. So it's amazing. And yeah, guys, like, really give your wife or your girlfriend a Jade course, like the ones I sell for Christmas or for New Year, and you're going to see how your sex life just changes totally. And lastly, the health factor. It's super amazing to get in touch with your health, to improve your tone, because they are muscles as well, and we need to work on the muscles to keep them healthy. And the last part, the energetic part. So, and that's where I'm going to take you right now. That's the main idea of this practice. So yeah, I am learning to squeeze and relax. Now what? I just get like turn on constantly, and then what? The idea is that you can actually move this energy through your body, so that your orgasms are not limited to your pussy, and so that you can increase the power of your orgasms, of your sensations. Okay, sorry. So you're going to go further and deeper into your body. It's just so destructive, and this happens sometimes in the middle of the night. The poor cat is so noisy. I love him, and I have love and compassion for cats. I'm the crazy cat lady, but it's like, shut up, please. Okay. So anyway, if you know what to do when cats are that noisy, please leave me a comment here. Anyway, so your orgasms are not going to be just focused on your pussy. So you can work through your orgasms like these energy waves that move through your body. And that is one of the best things that you can do for, again, for your sex life, for your energy, and for your own pleasure. Because this is the thing, you can do this as solo practice. This is actually something that I started doing solo, just for myself. I could have orgasms for hours with my Jade practice. It's magical and it's powerful because it's something that doesn't depend on somebody else doing something to me. And that can go as deep and as powerfully and as strongly as I want it to be. So again, I promised you a practice. This is just the intro and the why and how, but let me share with you a little practice, okay? I am assuming that you don't have a Jade. If you happen to have one, you can do this with your Jade. But if you don't have one, you can do this either just mentally, like you're going to do these practices, I will tell you how, just not even touching yourself, or with your finger as feedback. Okay, if you do that with your finger as feedback, make sure that you have some oil, some coconut oil. Okay, so what I want you to do is to just put all your attention in your pussy. Put all of your attention in your pussy. Again, if you have a Jade, this would be the moment in which you would start. I love this part of the practice, in which you would put some oil on your pussy and you would start just using the egg as foreplay, and working your way through your labia until you feel stimulated enough. And the pressure helps also a lot because there's usually tension in the outer labia and in the vulva. And when you feel ready, start pressing the perineum gently, kindly, and then you're going to feel the need to be penetrated. That's also an important part. That's one of the webinars that I gave already in my women's group. How the Jade helped me reconnect to the consent of my body. So you're going to be learning how to press when your pussy is actually ready to be penetrated. It's going to feel like swallowing. It's going to be like it wants to be penetrated. It's going to feel like she's going to have these gentle contractions that are going to attract the egg. That's when pussy says yes. So that's when you're going to let the egg in. If you don't have an egg, you can do the same with your fingers, okay? Or just focus on your pussy. Place a hand on your labia, with or without touching it. You don't need to touch it. Just place a hand in there above it so that you feel the lightness of your touch. You don't need to be stimulating or masturbating anything. Just place your hand on your labia so that you feel the warmth of your touch, okay? And with your hand there, just place all your attention in your labia and imagine that you're squeezing and relaxing and squeezing and relaxing. If you have never squeezed before, you might not feel anything. If you have never squeezed before, it might be helpful to put your finger in so that you focus on squeezing your fingers or your finger, one or two. So you're going to place a finger in, just the tip, to feel that you squeeze around it and relax. It doesn't need to be a powerful squeeze, like you are not trying to choke your fingers. You just want to feel the reflect of your pussy. Just squeeze gently, 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 and relax. That's all you need to do. And relax. Just as important as it is to squeeze, it is to relax. This is important to mention because some of the misguiding Jade practices out there tell you to wear this all day long, and that keeps you away from relaxing. So it's important to squeeze and to relax. Now, I want you to do this until you actually start feeling pleasure. The idea is you're going to be using the energy of pleasure to move it through your body. So here I know that YouTube is open for men and women. So if you're a man, you can actually do this by focusing on the base of your penis. Just imagine that you're squeezing the base of your penis and then relaxing it. Okay? And squeezing the base of your penis and then relaxing it. Women, just squeeze and relax. And allow yourself to be just present in your pussy. Nothing else matters. Just your pussy. Just squeeze and relax. Make it pleasurable. It's not aerobics. See, it is a pleasure practice. So I want you to squeeze and breathe in and sound it out as you relax. Okay, once more. Squeeze. Sound it out. Sound is so important in pleasure practices. And so it is movement and breathing. Orgasm actually is achieved with sound, breathing, and movement. So you're going to squeeze. Remember, you can place a hand just above your labia. Let your body move as you relax. And exhale. Okay? Beautiful. Once more. Okay. Squeeze. And relax. Yay. Okay. Now, place your hand like above your pubic bone. And you're going you're not going to squeeze because it's your pubic bone, but you're going to imagine that with your next squeeze of your pussy, you are like pumping the pleasure all the way up to this part where your fingers are now, which is above your pubic bone. So you're going to squeeze the pleasure up to your pubic bone and relax. And then every time you breathe, you're going to feel the pleasure expanding in your pubic bone, above your pubic bone. And even let it move a little bit. Place a hand there so that you remember that your pleasure now is focused there. If you're a woman, you're right. That is your womb. That is the area where your womb is or is meant supposed to be. So take a deep breath and feel the pleasure in your womb. And relax. And with your next breath, you're going to pump up the pleasure to a little bit underneath your belly button. So you're going to squeeze the pleasure up from your womb into that area of your belly button. Oh, it's funny. You're moving pleasure through your body. Okay, so you're going to move it. Remember to sound it. So you're going to move it and sound it and relax. Move it. Relax. Okay. With your next breath, you're going to move the pleasure all the way to your breast and to your heart. So just place a hand on the center of your heart area or your breast. So just allow yourself to feel the expansion of pleasure. You can even play with your breast a little bit. Allow yourself to be playful, or just feel this energy expanding in your chest. It's pleasure expanding through your body. And relax. Remember, you can make a sound. That always makes it better. It's pleasure pumping up through your body. Next, you're going to pump up the pleasure to your throat. This can be noisy. I usually go like very loud when I bring the pleasure to my throat. Did you know that you can have throat orgasms? They are amazing. So you're going to bring the pleasure up to your throat. And just let it be noisy. I am a little self-conscious because I know that the strangers are going to be watching this video. But just let it be noisy. And let it come as a moan or as a roar or just as a guttural sound. Just let it come. It's pleasure on your throat because eventually you might learn how to have throat orgasms. That's something that I can teach you later. Just let the orgasm, let the orgasmic energy, the pleasure energy go all the way to your throat. I'm just thinking of the throat orgasm. And then you're going to bring this pleasure up to your forehead. Because here's a trick. Your biggest and your greatest, most powerful sexual organ is your brain. So you're going to bring this energy, this sensation, this pleasure to your brain, to your forehead. Just imagine the pleasure as a ball of light or just as sensations swimming in your forehead, moving here, just like waves of energy. And then let it move all the way through your head. It just fills your head with so much pleasure. You can rub your hair. You can just allow the pleasure to manifest in your head whatever way it chooses to do. And then when you bring it down from here, because we're going to do the same, but to the back, you might want to place your tongue on your palate, on the roof of your palate. Okay, so I'm going to be guiding, so I won't do it, but just remember to place your tongue on the roof of your palate so that you don't get a headache. So just imagine the pleasure just moving down through your spine. You can stop in every area of your back, or you can just let it sleep. Is that the word? Yeah, through your spine. Just feel the pleasure going down through your spine. And then to your coccyx. And then it's back on your vulva, on your pelvic floor. If you're a man, you can feel that too. But if you're a woman, remember to make it super pleasurable by inserting your finger there and feeling the feedback of squeezing and relaxing. Okay? So you're squeezing and relaxing again. This time you can picture the pleasure as a ball of light or just as the sensation. So let it come up just one more time. You're going to squeeze the pleasure up from your vulva to your womb. And then squeeze the pleasure up to your belly button. And then squeeze the pleasure up to your chest. And then up to your throat. And up to your forehead. It's so hard to keep it moving when I just want to keep it like in my throat, for example. But anyway, just move it up to your forehead, up to your head. Remember to give yourself some love as you bring the pleasure energy up and down. And then down in the middle of your spine and down behind your belly button. And down in your coccyx. And then you'll do it all one more time, but in your own pace. I won't be guiding you, just remember to bring it up and down Take your time to feel the pleasure expanding and then releasing it with a sound. Make it as slow or as fast as you feel it's better. And let your body move. That's so important. Movement, sound, and breath. That is the very basics of orgasmic energy. So bring it up. Up, up, up. Bring them down. Let it be showering your body. Let it shower your body with pleasure. Isn't it amazing to think that pleasure can be moved through your body, that you can move it everywhere in your body, that it's not limited to genitalia, but that it can move up and down on your body at will? That's what you can do with this practice. So squeeze, relax, moan if you will, or just move it if you will. And then how we're going to finish this practice is one of my favorite practices. It's called the inner smile practice. So I just want you to smile. Check this out. What happens when you smile? Pay attention to your pussy. When you smile and frown. And smile and frown. Pay attention to your pussy again. Smile once more. What's happening in your pussy when you're smiling? Yeah, your pelvic floor squeezes as well. So smile, and smile, it's going to squeeze your pelvic floor. That's the reason why smiles changes your energy, because it changes your pelvic floor. It creates pleasure, pumping and relaxing. So smiling makes your pelvic floor be tense, and that brings pleasure. Okay, smile, and I want you to imagine this smile, your pussy. You're going to smile to your pussy. You know, like the cat from Alice in Wonderland. Imagine your smile all the way in your pussy. Such a nice pussy. She deserves all the smiles in the world. If you have a penis, you can smile to your penis and to your balls. Like, good guys. Smile. And then imagine this smile traveling all the way up to your stomach. You're smiling to your stomach. It's a nice stomach. It doesn't matter if it's big or small, giggly or toned. Just smile to your stomach. Such a nice stomach. And then smile to your chest. It doesn't matter if you have big chest or small chest. Looking out or inside. Just a smile to your beautiful chest and to your beautiful breast. Smile to your breast. And then a smile to your throat. Remember that you can have throat orgasms. So you smile to it, thinking about the awesome things you could do with it. Smile to your throat. And a smile to your face. Let your smile fill your face with radiance. Imagine your whole body melting in a huge smile. This changes your energy. This changes your day. Even if you don't do the energy practice, you can just do an inner smile practice, and that's going to change your day. Always. It's just smile. It doesn't matter if you don't mean it. It doesn't matter if you don't really want to smile and there's nothing funny happening out there. Smile. And it's going to change your energy, because it's going to, tense your pelvic floor. It's going to bring pleasure. Just allow it to happen. And in this way, we finish this practice. I am so looking forward to listening from you. If you have any questions, leave it there in the comments so that I can reply to you. and that we can go further in the free webinars. This is a group of 4 free webinars. I already thought about consent and Jade, how this little rock helped me understand the true meaning of consent, which is when my body actually wants to be penetrated or not. I already thought breast massage as healing your heart, as a practice to heal your heart, and that's why Facebook banned me. And I already taught you right now some basics about the Jade, why a stone, why not, and how to move the energy through your body. And I am going to teach you next week about how to do a womb and ovaries healing practice. That it's very powerful, especially if you suffer from painful periods, or if you just want to be in touch with that part of your body that it's so powerful and magical. And all of this is taking us to our sex magic ritual, which is a practice I am so excited to develop for you. So the sex magic ritual, let me tell you a little bit more about it. The sex magic ritual, it's going to be divided in 3 parts. One part, it's going to be about creating the year that we want, like embracing that energy of the year that we want, embracing that desire, so that we can actually manifest our dreams, because the capacity and the potentiality is there. So I'm going to teach you how to do a little ritual, a little magical ritual called transfiguration. It's also a masquerade. So we're going to be dancing and just enjoying the energy to teach you how to embrace your desires in a way that it's actually powerful and magical for you to manifest. That is the first part. The second part, it's going to be a 5 senses ritual. I'm going to be teaching you how to feel into your body so that you can bring down your desires to your body, so that you can actually make it about pleasure. Because you know what? Instead of just focusing on the goal that we want to achieve one day in the future, we're going to be focusing on the pleasure of striving towards that direction. We're going to be focusing on the pleasure of living right now in the moment, and how that pleasure can be our North Star to help us manifest that dream that we want to manifest for the 2020 year. And then we're going to be doing a sex magic practice, which is pretty much based on what we just did right now, like moving our energy up and down. But you're going to see what happens next, and we're going to focus more deeply on moving this energy up and down our body, and how to then use it as a catalyst to create whatever we want to create. So this ritual, this practice, it's going to take place. It's going to take place on December 23rd. It's going to be for both men and women. It's going to be $33, I think. I will add the link there. And it's super affordable. It's fun, it's playful, and it's pleasurable. And I really don't want to miss it. It's pretty much the foundation that we have just been working on in these 4 webinars, with the only difference that men and women can both assist. Nobody's going to see you. You don't have to worry about touching yourself in front of anybody, because nobody's going to see you. So you're going to be doing a sex magic ritual with all the comfort and discretion that your own home can bring you. So I really hope that you enjoy this. Please send me a message, and I am going to be so happy to read your messages and comments. See you soon. Bye-bye.